Rio Tinto Stadium. Sky Blue trailing Chicago 2-0 as we head toward the second half of the NWSL Challenge Cup semifinals, presented by Budweiser. Let's take a look at the NWSL Challenge Cup knockout round bracket, brought to you by Budweiser. Houston knocks off Utah and then Portland. They're in on Sunday on CBS. Right now, Chicago, 2 big steps forward toward punching their ticket.
And well done by Houston. They started the tournament off strong and then had to weather a storm in terms of not scoring any goals since their second match coming into this semifinal, but showed some life in terms of their press and their opportunities they created on goal. They were able to find the back of the net on that set piece, and is deservedly a win for them.
Only 8 teams in this bracket. Orlando not here. Such big news around the league. Louisville announcing their new plan as Racing Louisville. And the news out of Los Angeles yesterday, Angel City is coming to the National Women's Soccer League in 2022. And there are some big names involved, Lori.
A ton of big names. I was able to speak with Angela Hughley's, and she was telling us how excited she is about this opportunity, and they can't wait for the 2022 season.
And of course, the youngest owner in all of pro sports.
I want her making the decisions.
Absolutely. Great start for St. George and Hill. 8th minute, 11th minute, both their first goals for the Red Stars. And this semifinal has not fazed Chicago in the least. Lori, if you're Chicago, how do you close this thing out?
You make sure you continue to stay compact, use your defense to help dictate your play, and picking and choosing your times when you're going to press higher, but also collapse back into a low block and not allow Sky Blue to play through you. But you've got to continue to attack. You can't sit back the entire match and hope to keep this lead. Because with the likes of McCall Zaboni and some of the other players, like Sarah Waldmo, the experienced players on this team, they're gonna push, no doubt, for a goal.
The last time Sky Blue overcame a 2-goal deficit was in 2017 at Boston. Down 2-0, finished 5-4 in stoppage time. What theatrics are in store in this NWSL Challenge Cup semifinal?
And Mike, these first 15 minutes are going to be vital for Sky Blue to get a goal if they can. No changes. I wouldn't make any changes in the first 15 minutes. Keep it as it is. But keep in mind, they have the likes of Imani Dorsey. She was on the bench to start this game, started last game. Something that Freya Coombs said coming in. Felt like Sabrina Flores understood the position a bit more defensively, as Imani Dorsey is typically or has been a striker by trade.
Zerboni knocked down by Colaprico. Set piece Sky Blue.
You also have the ability, if you're Sky Blue, another striker by trade, Mitch Purse, who's been converted to a right back. Either of those players could move up higher. And we've seen Sabrina Flores also play on both sides of the outside back position, so there is rotation available. You can bring Elizabeth Eddy in as well.
Waldmo and Zerboni. Waldmo drove it into a 1-player wall. The speed and persistence. Kalia Watt. Watt turns on the Jets, balls Hill. Well, over the top, Waldmo went down to try and make that more difficult.
And Kalia Watt has caused so many issues when she's running at that back line. This time it's Kawasumi that's chasing her. And Hill will want that one back. Enough pressure to force her to put that one over the bar. But Kalia Watt doing such a good job once she's getting faced up, occupying that space and running. She's had success against Sabrina Flores, something that Sky Blue's going to need to be mindful of.
Lori, there's an irony with a 2-goal lead that Chicago has changed their offense to fit more of a build-it-out style than the transitional efforts that they had a year ago, in part due to the personnel that they do have. Well, now if Sky Blue's going to be pushing forward, it's those transitional moments that can really seal this game.
And the irony of that is we thought there was going to be a lot more build-up in their play, but they've proven that they can be successful when they sit back, stay compact defensively, and then do look to spring a quick counterattack. And Watt has been an integral part to that.
Like this, St. George with Watt closely on her tail. Johnson. Let's go down to Maresu, caught up with the Sky Blue staff at halftime.
Sky Blue assistant coach Becca Moreau said in the second half, her team needs to be more aware of their speed of play. They can't get caught hanging out in wide spaces. They have to quickly move the ball through Chicago in order to open them up. Moreau said also that Sky needs to play their game, not the scoreline.
That also comes with movement off the ball. We mentioned Cujo, Waldmo. McCall-Jaboni can't be the only one that's making runs through. There's got to be rotation in that midfield to pop open, find space so they don't get caught out wide. They've had the most success when they're able to play inside and then out, free up Kawasumi or Monahan and create numbers up, a 2v1 situation.
Who will be the one who sparks a Sky Blue comeback? They have one in them. They felt their quarterfinal against Washington performance to be pleased with, giving some confidence and some belief that they can make a run through this tournament. Some serious pain back on that initial collision, but play continues through Kawasumi. Lays it all the way to the byline. Good step. Play will come back.
Tough collision between Skrosky and Johnson. And it's a slow play out of the back that gets Skrosky in trouble. Johnson does well to read it. You can see both of them colliding. That goes back to what assistant coach Becca Moros was saying, making sure that their speed of play is on point, not giving any chances away, easy chances or giveaways.
They thought Skrosky was a steal, 23 overall back in 2016. New Jersey youth, high school, college at Rutgers, eventually a pro. And there's simply no depth left at center back after Skrosky initially came in to replace the injured Estelle Johnson in the first 15 minutes. She'll wait to continue on here for Sky Blue. Borowski. Cujo nudged her off. Zerboni deflects kindly. Kawasumi. Waldmo pursues. Colaprico.
And that's the pressure that you're going to want to see from Sky Blue. Continue to force Chicago to defend, force them to create turnovers. Then you've got to be able to take care of the ball, play your game, keep possession as long as possible.
Ball, painful slide tackle. Zerboni knows her way around a referee's book.
She knows she got DiBernardo walking away from that one. Not afraid to get into challenges or throw her body into the mix.
Twice an NWSL champion for the North Carolina Courage. Were ousted by Portland in the quarterfinals after a perfect 4-win start in the preliminary round, including a win against Sky Blue in the finale before the quarters. Borowski's cross. Service deflected out to Zerboni. Can they get Anamanu in space?
Well read by Alyssa Nair. Come way off her line. But just keep that out of danger, keep possession. Exactly what you want from your veteran goalkeeper. Patrolling that back line.
Good first touch by Anamanu. The support finally joins. Skrosky. Zerboni, nobody read that move. Ten minutes into this second half. Houston awaits the winner of this game. No matter who wins the NWSL Challenge Cup, it'll be the first time they hoist a trophy in the National Women's Soccer League. Driving along, ball in front, comes off Monahan, who was offside.
And this is one of Kawasumi's specialties, a whipped-in ball, and it's Monahan just a step offside. Otherwise, this would going to be a clear tap-in with the quality of that ball in behind the back line, perfectly paced. But that's the aggression from Sky Blue. You got to continue to keep pushing the pace, find little gaps. Can they get Kawasumi on the ball more? Picking and choosing her times. When to pop wide, when to pop off that back line. Be patient in the attack. Goes back to what we were saying is don't rush your opportunities. If you could find that extra pass to create even a better chance, just one to cut this lead in half.
Cujo. The run is through. Purse. Great recovery. That's a long way from home for Rachel Hill.
Good commitment by the striker to help out. And even better by Purse, though, to get herself in the attack where she's most comfortable. She can keep herself wider, though. She'll buy herself some time. It won't allow Rachel Hill to be able to defend that as easily. But seeing Midge Purse get herself into the attack is why a lot of people have been calling, are we going to see Tufrey Akum? Are we going to see a Midge Purse play in a striker role?
Handball. Rachel Hill coming over from Orlando, 3 years there. Felt like bringing her into Chicago, perhaps the development would come through being uncomfortable, new surroundings. Cujo. Double has arrived, and Gordon walks away with it.
And how Jennifer Cujo was not on the team prior to this tournament and made Sky Blue from an open tryout. Still much room to improve in terms of her final pass and being even more dynamic, taking chances, getting involved in the final third, but so composed, reads the game really well, gets herself in good positions to continue to link up and allow for other players to get involved in the game.
And hopefully assigned to those playing at the WPSL level or not in a big-time D1 program, the same way Bethany Balser could say that she could be a beacon to young players that don't have all the hoopla about them.
And especially with Louisville City coming into the mix, Angel City that we've talked about, it's going to open up so many opportunities for players.
Racing Louisville comes in next year. It's an Olympic year, so roster's already expanded. Player like Cujo coming out of Asheville City in the WPSL might be the tip of the iceberg of finding great players that nobody knew about. Ball over the top, cleared back to Monahan. Monahan has hit a post already. The trailing run well behind. Here comes McCaskill. Wingers on each side. Skrosky looking over her shoulder. Ball ahead. St. George. McCaskill! Against her former team. 3-0 Red Stars.
And Mike, this is what we talked about. This is a team that was talking about build-up play, but they have been at their best when it's quick transitional play. And this is a great example of that, a 3v2 situation. Right here, Savannah McCaskill continues to drive. Skrosky doesn't step. It looks like it's going to take St. George out of the play, but she does well to drop this back. Savannah McCaskill holds her run, wide open, late to respond defensively from Gina Lewandowski. And there's nothing that Sheridan can do. Almost looks like she's going to be able to keep that one out of the back of the net, but too much power. And you got to think that that's when it's going to put this game out of reach for Sky Blue.
McCaskill 1 goal last year for Chicago. Rory Dames speaking extensively about what the former South Carolina Gamecock has done to be in the best possible fitness, to be running hard in the 90th minute, making defensive runs, something that when she was at Sky Blue, in his opinion, she was not capable of.
But what I love about that is this is probably the least amount that we've seen her run.
Yeah.
She's been the most effective. And it just goes to show your positional play, if she can get in herself into good positions.
Walmo! Well, that could have changed the narrative marginally, but marginally wide.
And this is when you got to start to think, going to make some changes for Sky Blue, bring on Imani Dorsey. Whether she's going to like for a like up top. There was question marks about Monahan coming into how long she would be able to play in this game. But back to our point about Savannah McCaskill. She can be the most dangerous when she's not running as much. She can dribble, she can play the final pass, she can strike a ball, one of the best on Chicago's team. That transition and that quick counterattack, a quick turnover in the defensive third, and they find an outlet, and then it's a 3v2. And it was Savannah McCaskill that started it. Perfectly timed pass for St. George.
Maybe this will get more than a passing mention on the back page of the Chicago Sun-Times. The headline, hoping the Sky Blue isn't the limit. Right now, doesn't seem that way. Chicago Red Stars 3 goals to the good, 62.5 minutes in, with the championship game on Sunday and Houston awaiting if they can finish the job. Rolls over to Goralski. Win high up the field. Cujo thinks she's got Nair out. And Anamanu, letting a little bit of frustration show through. She was making a darting run between the center backs.
And that's where if you're Cujo, and those are the moments where she can continue to build on her game, decision making when you're going forward.
It's Watt. McCaskill plays through Hill. Hill right into Sheridan, made herself big. Goralski stepping through. Lewandowski pokes it away. Attack still on here for Chicago. Holding up play, Johnson. Johnson for St. George, offside.
And this is where fatigue and miscommunication, the little details start to matter. The C's part. It's Rachel Hill gets on the back shoulder of Midge Purse. Sheridan, that we've seen her do many times before, come out, make herself big, point blank stop.
Zerboni. Gordon. Gordon pulls herself off the grass. Lest we forget, Gordon and her teammates combining to raise over $15,000 for mental health initiatives through the Pass It On Challenge. Passes completed, a win. Number of times Rory Dames yelled at Kalia Watt. Whatever it took. Fans took part. Announcers took part. $15,000 for a great cause. And Chicago just playing for something a little bit bigger over the course of this tournament. It's been that way from the jump. Feel like they've learned a lot about this team moving forward as well. Hill.
But my favorite part of that story, Mike, was the fact that Rory was like, I'll do whatever I can for the cause. But what he appreciated the most was that Watt, he didn't feel like the first games of that tournament or even in preseason would have shown that side of herself. And that goes back to how they've built themselves internally off the field, even more so than on.
Rachel Hill comes off. Michelle Vasconcelos comes on. Hill scoring her first goal as a Chicago Red Star back in the 11th minute of play. Wait for it. No. Left hanging. Laura, you always do that to me. Leave me hanging. Goralski goes down. Monty Dorsey has come on for Flores. You thought maybe 15, 20 minutes into this second half we could see this move. How does that change Sky Blue?
Well, they give them even more an attacking ability. Unfortunately, within those first 15 minutes, they did give up that third goal, so they're really going to be chasing this game. But it allows Imani Dorsey to be able to get up that left-hand side more so than we saw Flores. And look to overlap Kawasumi, combination play to see if they can get around that outside and whip some balls in.
Paige Monahan came out at the stop as well. Evelyn Vienne, Canadian of the University of South Florida in her stead. Michelle Vasconcelos came on for Chicago at the stoppage. More on her with Marissa.
Chicago's Scott Parkinson said that because Sky Blue has some funky rotations going on out wide, they're asking Michelle Vasconcelos to, 1, prevent central passes, and 2, use her pace going forward in transition.
And that's where Sky Blue's the most dangerous internally, trying to play through the opposition.
Cross here on Amanu. Eventually you start getting the must-haves at a point down 3 goals like this, and it's steered wide.
And that's the combination play that we're talking about between Kawasumi and Amani Dorsey. Brilliant ball in. Anumanu has Groloski beat. This should be in the back of the net. She just misses it. All she has to do is put it back where it came from. She tries to get too much on it to flick it, and it ends up trickling wide. And that's been the difference in this game. Yes, we've had a few momentum changes, but Chicago has taken their chances and been clinical in front of goal. And those opportunities just like that for Anumanu have got to find the back of the net. Chicago will be happy to slow this game down, run the clock down, disrupt the play as much as possible.
Haskell jogging this off. Set piece through Julie Ertz. Ertz, a good looking ball. Narrowly out in front of Johnson. Ball all the way through. Vienne. Lissa Nair pushes it away. Anumanu wants to go. Cujo. Out by Gordon. Corner, Sky Blue FC.
I was going to think that Sky Blue would look to try to take a short corner.
Waldmo, header down, and it's in! A giant goal for Sky Blue. Evelyn Vienne looked to get the final touch right on the doorstep.
And I was going to say take a short corner because the aerial battle, Chicago Red Stars have been the better team, been more successful. The Sky Blue does well to keep this one alive. Guess who it is? But Zaboni just knocks that one down. And it lands to the head of Vienne. No one picks her up. You can see Groloski keeps her on side. Doesn't mark up. And well done by Vienne just to continue that momentum. Flicks it on, keeping it on frame.
Vienne, the 5th overall pick in the NWSL draft, has her first goal in the National Women's Soccer League. Vasconcelos.
And Mike, we haven't talked Kawasumi's name much in the attack. I thought she was going to have more of a pivotal role bouncing off that back line. She's found good spaces, but her work defensively to help back, to double back, has been enormous in this game. It's the off the ball movement for her that doesn't get enough credit.
Good read. Take here by Goralski. Run over by Anamanu.
Anamanu's given a little payback. We've seen that a few times recently from strikers.
McCaskill. McCaskill plays this short. Zerboni fouled. Sky Blue tried to get out on the counter. They'll play quickly. Very few in this league can beat Sarah Gordon for pace. Purse. Anamanu. Anamanu's gotten by Goralski. Big moment here for Sky Blue. Still have to get by Julie Ertz. Zerboni. Tried to waft it out wide. Kalia Watt shut it down.
And these are the moments where Sky Blue has to be disciplined. Still dropping too early for that back line. It's keeping Chicago onside when they look to pick up the ball underneath and start running at them or playing early balls. They are the best when they stay compact, get numbers around the ball, and then are patient in the attack.
Zerboni out of midfield. Gave it away. Wrong side of Katie Johnson up front. Purse. Won't be denied. Purse. Slides in front. Oh, goal! Off of Ertz. We've got a game late, 3-2.
And this is why you want Midge Purse getting into attack, running at the back line. Gets to the end line, slots this ball across, and that's what will happen. You'll force defenders to be facing their own goal. They'll swing at balls, and unfortunately for Julie Ertz, uncharacteristic of Julie Ertz, puts that one in as an own goal. Midge Purse does well, recognizes the space she can win in behind Grolowski, and just lays that across, beats Nair, comes to the near post, and enough pace on that. A big swing for Julie Ertz. You can see that she's disappointed, saying sorry to Nair. But it's the swing and the miss. But that's the pressure that you want to continue to employ when you're chasing the game. Send numbers forward, especially your outside backs who want to get into the attack.
So there's life in the watch party for Sky Blue. Chicago 3, Sky Blue 2, with over 15 minutes to play. You're watching the NWSL on CBS Sports. Sky Blue has come alive staggeringly late in this game. An own goal from Julie Ertz, the latest moment. We already know the Orlando Pride curse is not real. We found that out earlier today. Or so we think. (3-2) Chicago over Sky Blue. NWSL Challenge Cup semifinal presented by Budweiser. The Red Stars jumped out to the advantage. Sky Blue has grabbed 2 in a row. During the hydration break, Elizabeth Eddy came on. Cujo made quite the name for herself at this Challenge Cup, comes out. Hopes this isn't the end of the line for her. Ball leading BN.
Eddy will give them a bit of a different look in that midfield. Look to get faced up, start running at the back line. She'll have energy.
Kenzie Duniak came on for McCaskill during the stoppage as well. McCaskill scored in the 60th. Chicago's lead seemed fairly secure. No longer the case. Got up and caught Evelyn Vienne on the arm. Kayla Sharples, the defender out of Naperville, Illinois, places Zoe Goralski. Big shoes to fill for Goralski today with Casey Short off the team sheet entirely. Thoughts?
Well, for sure, Sky Blue is bringing on players to continue to get in advanced positions, push the pace in the attack. And then as Chicago bringing on defensive players. Sharple's typically a center back. We'll see if she'll play out wide, a straight swap for Grolowski, or will St. George or Gordon move to that position.
One goal in the quarterfinals, 4 games. One in our first semifinal. As Julie Foudy would say, or has said, it's raining goals, hallelujah. Laughter is permitted.
I mean, you and I are doing rain dances behind the scenes too. We can't even believe it.
I'm sorry, I'm speaking about an NWSL owner now. '82nd minute. Still time here for Sky Blue. What a turnaround for them. Purse. Ricochets into midfield. Waldmo. DiBernardo. Watt, great first touch, spins away from pressure.
And Mike with that substitute. St. George's moves to the left side, and Sharples does fill into the right back position. Something to keep an eye on for Sky Blue in these last 10-15 minutes. A young player that's just come on in an important match, a high-intensity match. Can they get Kawasumi and Monty Dorsey in a 2v1 situation against her?
Soccer fans, NWSLShop.com, the official store of the NWSL, now open. Check out the 2020 NWSL Challenge Cup collection and apparel and merchandise from your favorite team. Sign up and save 10% on your next order when you visit. Gear up now at NWSLShop.com.
And we just saw Freya Coombe pointing to Spala, the referee, checking his watch, maybe making sure he's keeping track. Don't allow Chicago to waste time. No gamesmanship in action.
Colaprico to keep it for the Red Stars. Now Sky Blue comes driving out of their own end. Purse unimpeded. Out to Anamanu. Vienne running down the middle. Anamanu crossing. Deflected back. And Watt drives toward midfield. Didn't reach Johnson. Dorsey. Kawasumi. Pushed off the ball. In goes Lewandowski. Leaks to Watt. 5 minutes and stoppage time to go. Chicago's grip on this game increasingly tenuous. The winner takes on the 4-seed Houston in the championship game on Sunday on CBS. And Katie Johnson rises back. We talk about attrition, Lori. These last 10 minutes are going to be among the hardest 10 minutes some of these players have ever experienced at the back end of 6 games now in about 3.5 weeks.
And massive credit to all these players for the energy they've brought after so many games, digging deep in this game. A number of momentum changes. And really some of the best, most lively soccer that we've seen in this tournament so far.
Corey Dames told us ahead of the quarterfinal, 1 goal and the floodgates will open. No one could score that goal.
I don't think anybody predicted this, especially Rory Dames coming into this match. What do you mean? We've each scored only 2 goals.
Foul Kalia Watt. It's going to be a yellow for that. It's Waldmo. Julie Ertz not under it. Watt pursues. Dorsey back into the mixer. And Julie Ertz here to catch a heel from Vienne.
And it looks as if Vienne was just trying to bring that down or flick it on, and catches Julie Ertz.
Flicked into space. Anamanu being waved down by Midge Purse. Sky Blue team buoyed by support from home. 3 cups of coffee that helped keep Freya Coombe awake by her own admission. Hours and hours of preparation coming down to trying to find a goal late to keep their Challenge Cup alive. If they were to score, there is no extra time. It could send us toward penalties for a spot in the final on Sunday. Purse extending down the line.
Good battle between those two. Watt putting in the effort defensively. When you're looking at your team and making decisions going forward with an expansion draft coming, those are the details, the things that you want to see from your players in the end. Fighting for your teammates and making a difference, not only when it's the most comfortable, but in areas that you don't really want to put the work in.
Settled in the pocket, Waldmo. Zerboni stabs it ahead. Plenty of stoppage time ahead. Chicago looking to advance to take on the Dash. Rachel Daly did the job earlier today against the Portland Thorns. Someone's going to win their first trophy in the NWSL era. Chicago or Sky Blue or a Houston Dash side. It's only existed in the NWSL era. Paula Prico, the latest, banged up and on the ground. 6 added minutes.
And if you're Sky Blue, there's still plenty of time. Be patient, continue to move the ball. Don't rush your chances. If you get space in the wide areas with Midge Purse, make sure it's a good delivery to get yourself an opportunity on frame.
Strosky, Lewandowski, Midge Purse. That ball snuck through. Alyssa Nair collects. BN on the doorstep. Way by Sharples. Throw for Amani Dorsey. DiBernardo took it away only for a moment. Eddie. Gina Lewandowski. Intercepted Johnson.
Sky Blue has to be better with the decision making. Anamana had 3 players on her back. Just continue to recycle, look for a better option to slip balls through.
The last 3 minutes have been a masterclass from Chicago, taking time off the clock with a late lead.
And just staying compact defensively. You see how tight their lines are, not giving any space away.
Zerboni, Eddie, Anamanu crossing, out to Watt.
But Mike, it goes to show if you can have the movement off the ball, even when teams are compact, they say tight between the lines, you can find gaps, you can get on the half turn. Great example there. McCall Zerboni gets on the half turn, quick 1-2 touches or passes, excuse me, and then they find Anamanu.
There's room here, Eddie. Slip ball for Vienne. And out into space. Flag is down, Sheridan is out. Johnson slowly run this down. A lot of Chicago defenders in the Sky Blue attacking half. Purse. Anamanu. Ball comes free outside the penalty area. Well held by Lewandowski. Great win high up the field. Sharples.
Excellent step, strong step by Sharples is to come through, make an impact, win this ball, and continue to waste time. Sky Blue's got to push the pace now, continue to play high tempo, see if they can get one last opportunity to whip a ball in.
Throw Chicago. Look at the wounds, the scars accumulated over 6 games for Midge Purse.
And really quality finish from Chicago. Every player battling, doing their part and more. Work to close out this game, manage the game, slow things up when needed.
This is it. It's got to be here for Sky Blue or they're going home. Chicago holds this off, and they're going to the championship game on Sunday on CBS against Houston. And there's the full-time whistle. Chicago hold on late after an impressive start. 3-2 over Sky Blue. They'll face Houston in the Challenge Cup Championship.
And I don't think anybody expected this, Mike. 5 goals in this game, goals galore compared to what we've seen. A battle between 2 teams, momentum shifts throughout the game. And really just a fantastic example of how far these programs have come throughout this tournament, have really started trending in the right direction. In New Jersey, although they're going home, have to be incredibly proud of the performances they put out and the direction they're going as an organization.
Chicago will take on Houston, runners-up a year ago. And they are going to the championship game. They did it their way. Sky Blue is out. We'll wrap it up when we return. You're watching the NWSL Challenge Cup presented by P&G and Secret.